What is up, you guys? So today I wanted to bring you a wish list purchase on something that I've been wanting for several years, and let's see which piece from my wish list I actually purchased. So let's get started. If you have been following me from the beginning, then you know that this bag was on my wish list. If you follow me on stories, then you know that I actually did purchase this piece. And what I'm talking about is this Chanel bum bag over here. Now, I really wanted that bum bag for a really long time. I have been keeping my eye out for it for many years now, and I was able to finally locate it. However, or unfortunately, that purchase didn't come to fruition as Fashion File wasn't able to locate the bum bag, which was a whole thing, you guys. I was really upset because they actually did have another exact piece that was priced slightly lower, and Fashion File refused to give me that bag since they couldn't locate the one that I had bought and paid for already. So I did make a big deal about it, you guys, but that is not what this video is about. So since that purchase never came through, I was at the Chanel store at Neiman Marcus, and they had a yellow version of the bag, and sadly that bag did not fit me at all. So it all ended up, I can't say working out, because I had previously tried on the Louis Vuitton bum bag, and that one fit me perfectly, you guys. So I did in fact purchase the Louis Vuitton bum bag, you guys. I am crazy about this bum bag. Now, I wanted to discuss the purchase. I'm not going to talk about specs or show you any details. Those videos have been done to death. So what I do want to talk about this bag is kind of the thought process behind the purchase, right? And why 3 years later I still think that this bag is absolutely relevant and purchasable. So a little backstory on this piece. I initially saw the bum bag on a celebrity, you guys, and the moment that I saw it, and it isn't because it was a celebrity, you guys, what I really loved about that individual that was wearing it, she was wearing a vintage version of this, and it belonged to her grandmother, and I just thought, I need it. I need it, I want it. I think that it's an amazing purchase. And one of the questions that I always ask myself before purchasing a bag is, can I see myself as a little old lady wearing this bag? And for me, the answer to that question was an absolute hell yeah. I want to be the little old lady rocking a bum bag. I think about like my kids, and when they get older and my kids having kids, this is the bag that I want to be wearing with my grandchildren. I just think it is really cool, and I'm genuinely excited to use this bag now and later. I absolutely love it. One of the things that I wanted to talk about with regards to the trend, I actually don't think that this is going to be a trend bag, you guys, because this exact piece has been kind of adopted now by men, and so both men and women are wearing this bag now. So because men are now also gravitating towards this bag, even though there are bum bags in the men's section, a lot of men are gravitating towards this one. And I always think that the moment that a man gets on a trend, it actually ceases to be a trend and it becomes a staple. Sadly, that is how it works, and I genuinely am not sad that that's how it works, because I feel that this actually has staying power. The other thing that I really love about this is that it is not a bag like any other bag, right? It is not like a tote, it's not a flap bag, it's not a backpack, it's not like anything else. It's literally a completely different design from anything else that I have in my collection. And I think that for that reason alone, and the variety that it adds to a handbag collection, I think is really, really cool. So that was the other reason why I picked it up. I actually kept trying to tell myself to not buy this bag because it was like the multi-pochette, because it, you know, I already had the Speedy Nano and the Palm Springs Mini, and I just thought, you know, this is kind of like the same. And I intended on making a video about how you only need one of those bags, but I have since really realized, I was looking at all three and I just thought, wow, they're all so different. And that really did propel me to purchase this bag still. I did love this bag from the beginning, you guys, and I tried it on when it first launched. A friend of mine had it and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But because I always say that I favor Chanel, whenever something is happening, I always go to see how Chanel is doing it. And I always decide, you know what, I'd rather have a Chanel piece. However, in this instance, I really do think that Louis Vuitton outperforms Chanel because of the size inclusivity that you get with this bag. So many different people can wear this. If you're plus size, you can wear it. If you're petite, you can wear it. If you're male, you can wear it. If you're female, you can wear it. If you're pregnant, you can wear it. There isn't a single person who wouldn't be able to use this bag because of the fact that they made this so adjustable. And I just think that, honestly, kudos to Louis Vuitton for making such a standout piece and literally understanding that they have a variety of clienteles with different sizes, different needs, and I give Louis Vuitton a ton of credit for making this piece so size inclusive. I honestly, it made me kind of re-fall in love with Louis Vuitton because I have that issue with Chanel. There's so many pieces from Chanel that I love and I always have to kind of fuss with them, or I have to make adjustments to them so that I can wear them the way that I want to wear them. And, you know, Louis Vuitton just kind of hit it out of the park with this piece. Now, you all know how I feel about Vachetta. My feelings about Vachetta are quickly changing. It's still not my favorite, but I've realized that if this gets too dark and I don't like it, I can send this off to Louis Vuitton and have the entirety of the Vachetta replaced. So, you know, I kept trying to talk myself into the World Tour version because my favorite combination is monogram with black leather trim. However, I kept looking at that bag and looking at that bag, and I kept thinking, why is it so difficult for me to just pull the trigger on that bag? And there was something about it that was, I don't know, that I just wasn't gravitating towards that bag. Now, do not get me wrong, it's a lovely bag. I really do like the World Tour, but there is one thing that I finally figured out that bothered me so much about the bag. Now, what I finally realized is that the leather that is on the World Tour is shiny black leather. I kept looking at everyone's video and I'm like, why does it not appeal to me? I do have the Palm Springs Mini. This is made with black matte leather, and I feel that I prefer matte leather with it. I don't like shiny. It almost seems a little stiff. Leather. And the Pochette Matisse in the reverse monogram, I believe, also has black shiny leather, which is the other reason why it's not my favorite at all. And I didn't understand why I didn't like it. Usually I love black, but yeah, it's something as simple as that the leather is not matte, and I just did not gravitate towards that bag. Now, does it mean that I won't at some point maybe consider it? I may, but like I said, if the Vachetta gets too worn, I can always have it replaced. So it really isn't that big of a deal. For whatever reason, I never thought about it that way before now. Like, if Vachetta is so scary. Why is it that plenty of people go and have it like replaced and then the bag looks brand new, like you have a brand new bag? The other thing that I wanted to say is that I actually do think that this bag, the Vachetta, really does suit this bag. It's just really, really beautiful. I love how it makes the bag look. And honestly, like, I'm just obsessed with this, with the Vachetta. I really, really love it. I think we all go through different stages with Louis Vuitton, and I know that I've been hardcore on the no Vachetta for a really, really long time, and I feel like that was an epiphany for me recently that I can have this replaced, and it became a non-issue. So I'm not afraid of it anymore. If it does, I don't know if it gets dirty or if it darkens too much, or again, I've actually never had an issue with Vachetta at all. I think that it's important that I say that because I've been very critical of the material, but in reality, it's actually I've never had a negative experience with it. So, and just another point that I wanted to touch on with this bag, there is something happening or that I've become extremely aware of, and that is the fact that I don't like to have to fuss with my bags in the car and, you know, wherever it is that I'm going, where I have to constantly take my bags off. Like, even if I'm at a store, let's say I'm at Chanel and, you know, I want to look around and I'll have to set my bag down, right? Because, you know, I'm carrying it, or, you know, it just seems like a comfortable thing to do. And so I'll set it down, or I go out to a restaurant, or I'm in the car to drive, specifically in the car to drive. I could just get in the car and I don't have to worry about this thing. It's not in my way. It doesn't obstruct me when I'm driving. It doesn't bother me at all. And I actually feel that I end up getting way more wear out of my bags than a bag that I'm toting around and then I set down on the car, right? Because now it's just sitting in the car. And then every time I break with other kinds of bags, specifically my trendy or my Coco handle, I have to constantly like hold my bag so that it doesn't, you know, like fly forward. If you guys have a hack for that, then do let me know. Bigger bags, I feel, are way more fussy when it comes to driving in the car. If I'm being driven, it's a completely different situation, but I really appreciate the fact that this is not something that I have to worry about with this bag. Kind of like my micro bags, I can just swing them on and they're on my body, and I don't have to exist in awareness of my bag. Like, oh my God, I left my bag, or oh my God, my bag is gonna scratch. I could just live my life in easy bags like this. I don't enjoy having to worry about a handbag. So for that reason, I find this bag incredibly easy to use. Something else that people talk about all the time is this thing over here. I've mentioned millions of times that I hate fussy bags. I don't find this fussy at all, and I find that interesting. I actually really like it. In fact, I was thinking that they should have done this to the Palm Springs Mini instead of leaving the exposed zipper. I feel like I've kind of come full circle. I'm glad that I have the Palm Springs Mini with the hidden zipper. This one isn't like that, where it's like annoying though. I feel like I can open this and it's not a problem for me at all. And then if I feel like it is, I just lift the lip and it's fine. Probably because it does have this back pocket. That is where I put everything that I need to use on a regular basis. My card, my phone end up in this back pocket. And so I'm not fussing with this front pocket frequently. I did also want to say, I think that this would be a great mom bag, you guys. I really do think that it would be a great mom bag. And if there are any moms out there that are considering this, let me know. I'm happy to kind of pack it for you guys and show you how I would have carried this and how I would carry it one day when I do have grandchildren, how this would end up being the bag that I would carry as a mom. I know the Pochette Métis is another one that I actually did carry around, and I think that both of them are really good, and they're really different. This is kind of like a sporty look, and that is a little more dressed up in a way version. But I do think that this is an incredible mom bag. I would say not so much if you're going to like pouch your baby, maybe not, but if you have your toddler on a stroller, even if you're like carrying your baby this way, you can sling this back and you can carry your baby. I think that this is an insanely good bag. For the park, I still wouldn't say this. I think this is too big for a park bag, and I still highly recommend a micro bag for the park, and I'm sticking to that, you guys. But for errands and, you know, longer trips, I definitely think that this would make an insanely good mom bag. Something that I wanted to touch on also, because men have adopted this bag, this bag really does remind me of a sling bag. I'll post a picture of it over here. This style has been around in the men's section for years and years, and it is a very popular style that men wear. And I think that the way that this bag started to be worn has a lot to do with this style over here, and the other reason why I actually don't think that this is going to go away ever. I actually think that this is going to be a permanent thing, because people kind of really now understand, you know, that it doesn't have to necessarily be worn as a fanny pack or a belt bag. It could absolutely be worn as that, but it can be worn here, and you know, you can wear it here or towards the back. It is a very versatile bag, and I genuinely am certain that this bag is not going anywhere. So for any of you that were concerned, or you know, you were thinking that you were getting on the trend late, I actually think that it's a really good thing to think your purchases through. I have been wanting this bag, like I said, since 2018, but what I didn't want was to like jump on the trend, because I could see myself feeling like it was a trend that I purchased it then. And now that I've had time to really think about it, yes, I paid more for it now, and that was a $260 mistake. But at the same time, I know that I'm sure of this purchase, and I'm really glad that I went ahead and purchased it. And I do have to shout out my friend Araceli for hooking me up with her essay. I had mentioned to her that I was really thinking about buying it. I wasn't actually like actively looking for it. I would look for it online and it wasn't available. I did contact, you know, just casually 3 essays that all told me that it was sold out, and I was just, I thought that the price increase was going to happen before. I bought this before September. I was really trying to avoid pay another markup on this piece. So I was really surprised when my friend was like, hey, my essay has the bum bag. And she knows I like made in France. And she said, if it's made in France, I'll if you want it, it's yours. So thank you so much. Honestly, I would have done the unboxing and everything, you guys, but I was actually putting away all of my Louis Vuitton boxes. Just, I had a ton of boxes here, and I needed to store them away. And I knew that if I waited to film, all of that was gonna stay here and just eat away at my soul. That's why I thought I would just have a chat with you guys with regards to the thought process on the purchase. Do let me know if you guys want me to film like a baby bag version of this. I'm happy to do it. I still have some diapers and some stuff that I could use to show you how I would have packed this when my child was an infant. But anyways, that is it, you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I really appreciate your time, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye.